Closing arguments have now commenced in Donald Trump's New York fraud trial, so all that's left is for Judge Arthur Engoron to decide upon the punishment that he is going to bestow on Donald Trump, his 2 adult male children, and the Trump Organization itself. And if the conduct of Donald Trump's lawyers during the closing arguments is any indication, Trump's about to get the book thrown at him. A weird situation played itself out, of course, involving Alina Habba, where she appeared to violate state civil trial laws, when she launched a personal attack against New York Attorney General Letitia James as part of her closing arguments. Here is what Alina Habba said. This was supposed to be wrapping up the case, right? Making your last argument that your client, Donald J. Trump, is totally innocent. And instead, Alina Habba said this. I turned around this morning and I looked back. Her shoes were off and she has a Starbucks coffee. Can you imagine? The report, by the way, says that at one point Letitia James had taken her foot out of her shoe for just a few moments. I guess it was uncomfortable. I don't know. I don't care because that's not relevant to any of the facts of the case. But Alina Habba was so mad that apparently Letitia James had time to get a Starbucks coffee and she's just chilling over there with her shoe off. Like, what the hell? At that point, Judge Engoron had to remind her that, hey, you're supposed to stick to the facts of the case. She's like, well, her conduct is the fact. She's the plaintiff. So I have to bring up how she's behaving in court because somehow that impacts the charges against my client. Judge Engoron at that point then asked the Attorney General's table, if y'all want to object, I'm going to go ahead and agree with you because she's legally not allowed to launch into personal attacks. But the table, one of the prosecutors did was just wave their hand off. Like, nope, we're good. Let her go. So rather than objecting to Alina Habba violating state civil trial practice law, they're like, nope, just let her go. I want to see where this goes. I want to see if she complains about the ties that we're wearing, if she complains about our wardrobe or perhaps our earrings. Let's let her finish because this is actually helping our case. The judge told them, if you object, I'm going to agree with you. But they're like, nope, just let her keep going. We're enjoying every second of this. Now, let me point this out because I keep saying that she violated, state civil practice law. Here's what it is. Under New York civil practice law, lawyers and pro se defendants are not allowed to make personal attacks in closing arguments. The trial judge quickly offered to sustain an objection to Habba's gloves-off attack, but again, they're like, no, we are loving all of this. Let her go because this has no bearing on the case. She's not going to get in trouble. Even though she did violate civil practice, trial law, whatever, it's not necessarily a, arrestable offense, but it does show that one, Alina Habba is clearly not familiar with the rules of the state where she is trying this case, but also if she is aware of them, she doesn't care because she has no legal argument. That's what you do when you have no legal argument. You resort to personal attacks. When you have nothing else to say, you attack the individual who delivered the message instead. And that is what Alina Habba did. And for the record, of course, Donald Trump was given his 5 minutes to talk. It wasn't a full closing statement. Reports had said he had been rehearsing it all week. But Trump did give his little 5 minutes. And then afterwards, of course, he had this to say. This was after the closing arguments. This is what he said to reporters. This is a political witch hunt the likes of which nobody has ever seen before. They owe me damages for what they've done. We're a very innocent company. We did everything right. They have no witness against us other than Michael Cohen, who's a discredited felon. They have no witnesses against us whatsoever. They don't have one piece of paper. It's a disgrace, and they should pay me damages. That's the way it should be. They should be paying me damages. This is a disgraceful situation. They had lots of witnesses, not to mention the fact, actually, this is probably even more important, but the witnesses that your team called actually said, oh yeah, there's lots of fraud here. We just don't think Trump did it. But you aren't the only one on trial. Your organization itself is on trial, and they admitted, your witnesses, that the organization did fraud. So you're not owed anything. You're going to lose everything. And when I say everything, by God, I mean everything, when Engoron hands down his decision later this month. Hi, everyone. This here is little Athena. And Athena would like to know why you haven't subscribed to Fair and Balanced yet. So please, don't let Athena down. Subscribe today.